If you've ever found yourself thinking, I'd love to travel, but I don't have anyone to go with, you're not the only one. For a lot of people, this is exactly what is holding them back. And it's a lot more common than most people realise. There's people who still want to travel, they just don't have someone to go with. The places, they're still on your list, the intention's there, but you don't want to do it alone. And we get that. We know what it feels like to be sitting there wanting to go and knowing that you're missing out. I saw this years ago really clearly. It was a time when I had the opportunity to step away from my usual work and lead some extended tours through South America. I was already well connected to this part of the world through my own travels, so I leapt at the opportunity. I didn't know exactly where it would lead then, but the experience stayed with me and ended up shaping what came next. Because what struck me wasn't just who was there, it was actually who wasn't. You'd have groups made up of mostly couples and one or two solo travellers, and that is what stood out. If there were only one or two, where were all the others? And if you were one of those solo travellers, well, you could feel it. The couples had their person, someone to sit with, someone to share it with, and it was those in-between moments. Meals, free time, when you found yourself on your own, you look around and think, everyone else here has someone and I don't. Now, at that same time, I'd done a lot of solo travel myself. I loved the independence and I was comfortable traveling on my own, but also I'd reached a point where I didn't always want to do it alone anymore. And I still wanted that freedom. I just wanted it to be shared, and it really stayed with me. And it was a few years later in 2006 when everything started to come together. I created Encountered Travel. Hi, I'm Justine Waddington, founder of Encountered Travel. And since 2006, we've been leading the way for solo travellers who don't want to travel alone. It's what we do, and it's what we're known for. Over the years, thousands of solo travellers have explored the world with us, and we've seen firsthand what makes it work. So from the beginning, there's one focus. It's taking care of solo travellers. Before I started Encountered Travel, that space, well, it didn't really exist. You either joined a group, mostly full of couples, or you travelled completely on your own. And for a lot of people, neither really worked. Small group travel has always been at the heart of it. The same idea applies whether it's a tour, one of our resort escapes, or a cruise group. You arrive on your own, but you're not going to be doing it alone because everyone in the group is a solo traveller. And we coined the phrase solos only. That's the difference. You're not joining a group where you're the only one on your own. And that's why it works. And when it's built that way, something shifts. You settle in quickly, it just feels natural. You don't feel like the odd one out. You arrive, you look around, and everyone's done the same thing that you have. They've all come on their own. So after more than 20 years of doing this, we've seen what happens. People who thought they needed someone to go with, realising they didn't. They just needed the right way to do it. Because you can absolutely travel solo without having to do it alone. And once that clicks, it just changes everything. Because the only thing that was in the way was not having the right way to do it. So if you've been waiting, this might be exactly what you've been looking for, in a way to finally make it happen.